Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So while things are constantly changing in the sport of boxing, when it comes to the Three Kings, Shakur Stevenson has recently just came off of the worst performance of his career, making it look like he's the most vulnerable of the Three Kings. Gervonta Tank Davis, who is now the face of boxing, continues to show no personal interest in fighting against Devin Haney. But the longer he goes without fighting Devin Haney, the more he gives Devin Haney an opportunity to become a bigger and bigger name and a bigger star in the sport of boxing. Devin Haney just came off of the biggest win of his career, beating the man that coincidentally had been calling out Gervonta Tank Davis for years, Vasyl Lomachenko. Someone that I still think Gervonta Tank Davis should be fighting right now if he's not going to be fighting against a Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson next, which we know he won't be. Going back to Devin Haney, so Devin, he goes from beating Lomachenko, now he moves straight up to 140, taking on the WBC champion Regis Prograis. Devin Haney, he continues to take leaps and bounds when it comes to his level of competition. He's always going after the most dangerous opponents, no matter who they are. And now I'm assuming that Devin Haney, he beats Regis Prograis and becomes the super welterweight WBC champion. He's planning on moving up to 147 and enforcing a WBC title shot at 147 as well, becoming a 3-division world champion. Now, Devin is targeting Keith Thurman for that vacant title at 147, but they're already prepared just in case Keith Thurman turns it down. And if Keith Thurman does turn that fight down, then they're going to go after Mario Barrios. This is what Bill Haney said to the Boxing Voice.
Obviously, we look to then look at 47 and what's out there. Our ability to then, inshallah, be the 140-pound champ. When you're the, God willing, you're the 140-pound champion. No different than being the 135-pound champion, stepping up and challenging for a belt. One thing that you guys just mentioned was it's a tough hombre by the name of Mario Barrios that I think you just mentioned might be an opponent for Boots.
Yes.
But he might be an opponent for Devin Haney as well.
So if you guys have noticed, Devin Haney has been mentioning Keith Thurman's name for quite some time right now, and Keith Thurman has remained completely silent, which is why the Haneys believe there's a very good chance he's not going to accept the challenge to fight Devin Haney for a vacant belt at 147. But just when reports start surfacing that Keith Thurman is turning down the shot and Mario Barrios might be next for Devin Haney, that's when Keith Thurman came out. He responded to a text that was sent to him. I believe it was by the Boxing Voice. The text reads, "Keith, I have Bill Haney on the show trying to invite you to a Devin Haney fight." And Keith Thurman, he responded by saying, "I'll take the fight next year. Send the contract." Haney is a great boxer, no power, great speed. Saw Haney at the casino with his crew enjoying themselves at the Spence versus Crawford fight. I guess he was sizing me up. Just win, be impressive, and be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. I love a good fight and doing big things in boxing. Haney is a big name right now. These guys don't like staying in their own lane these days. Must not want Tank or Stevenson, but wants a big fight with a bigger man. Respect. Wish I could take you up on your invitation, but don't have the time to fly out to the West Coast for the weekend. I'll tune into the show and maybe put out a few tweets. Don't get beat up. Okay, so that's what Keith Thurman said. It sounds like he's clearly telling Devin Haney to focus on his fight with Regis Prograis, but then he says that he will fight Devin Haney next year. Just send the contract. But the honest truth is when Keith Thurman says just send a contract to a fighter, it doesn't really mean a whole lot unless they are in serious negotiations. In fact, the contract wouldn't even be sent out until both parties agree to all terms. When there were rumors that Gervonta Tank Davis wanted to move to 147 and fight Keith Thurman, Thurman said something very similar. Right now, no one knows what Keith Thurman's end game is right now, because if he doesn't get the Terrence Crawford fight, we know he's most likely not going to fight Jaron Ennis, because that fight almost puts him in the exact situation that Keith Thurman was in like 8 years ago when Errol Spence was calling him out. And Keith Thurman, he demanded $10 million for that fight 10 years ago. Needless to say, the fight never came close to happening. Just like Errol Spence was the most dangerous welterweight in the division at that time, Jaron Ennis is the most dangerous up-and-coming welterweight or contender in the welterweight division today. So there's no way Keith Thurman is going to fight against Jaron Ennis. When Keith Thurman was talking about Devin Haney, he said he has no power. So that means he truly respects Jaron Ennis's power. But power or no power, I think there's a very good chance that Keith Thurman, he will not accept either one of those challenges. Those are equally two very difficult fights for Keith Thurman to win. Now, when it comes to Devin Haney's options, I actually believe Mario Barrios would be a tougher fight than the Keith Thurman fight would be for Devin. This is not to imply that I believe Mario would beat Devin. I just believe he has a tougher style. Styles make fights. Keith Thurman actually beat Mario Barrios, but surprisingly, that was a very difficult fight for Keith Thurman. Mario Barrios, he has a great jab, he's tall, and he can fight on the inside as well. Has a lot of speed, and he has a pretty good chin. So while Devin Haney versus Keith Thurman would be a bigger fight, and it would definitely do better numbers, Devin Haney versus Mario Barrios, I truly believe, would be a little bit of a tougher challenge. So the first thing we're going to have to figure out is if Devin Haney is going to be able to beat Regis Prograis, which won't be an easy task. But if it does turn out to be an easy task, that's going to make for a very impressive win for Devin Haney. And while Devin Haney continues to soar, Keith Thurman is going to have to decide how much more time he wants to pass him by when it comes to his career. So it will ultimately be up to Keith Thurman deciding on if Devin Haney will fight against Barrios or Keith Thurman. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes,
Fever blisters, diabetic ulcers,
this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Key Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to LODekey.com.
like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram.
Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.
An important message from Youth Fountain Laboratory, makers of VasoFlux and VasoFlux for Men. If you're over the age of 35 and over the years you've eaten pizza, dairy foods, deli meats, or meats with fat, you are likely to have some degree of plaque buildup in your veins and arteries. This increases your risk of suffering a stroke or heart attack exponentially, and no one wants such a catastrophic event to occur. Introducing Blackout. Blackout is made of all natural ingredients proven to help dissolve clots in the blood, remove calcium deposits and plaque from the walls of veins and arteries, improve viscosity of the blood, improve elasticity of the veins and arteries, treat varicose veins, and prevent the reoccurrence of plaque buildup. For more information, visit Youth Fountain Laboratory at youthfountainlab.com or call 1-800-853-7856. And remember, to help unclog veins and arteries, get the Blackout.